Hello, everyone. We are back. I previously went live outside, and now I'm back inside. And also, I'll be switching over to the other screen. Okay. All right, here I am. I am back from earlier, and I am going to go and probably do the game. I'm going to open up a different window so y'all can see myself. Let's see. Hello everybody. Hello everybody from earlier, from a couple moments ago. I am here now. Alright. So shout out to all y'all here. Okay, so here I am. Yeah, so as I was saying, it was a very good time, talking to y'all, and also seeing from the situation at the sunflowers. Very nice, because I'll have sunflowers that will grow at different levels, and basically with the sunflowers, it's alive. Yeah. So with the sunflowers, it's pretty cool that we're seeing them pretty big, and we had a good conversation about how I got started with YouTube, and which I technically had a channel when I was a kid, and I had the videos aren't here anymore from that, but I had I did like some games, and I did some stuff with the like video. I still have the videos in the other computer, but I just had some things that are going around, walking around or something like that, and then I went out and stopped it for a couple of years, and then went back on YouTube and changed the name 2 times, Skater Gamer, then Alien Spaceship, and then I was able to come back, and then here I am. No, Sarah is from. She could tell her story, and well, yeah, no, she's American, and she married somebody Japanese, and eventually the person's parents were sick, so they went over there. And she could go in more detail about it if she would like. Yeah, she's stateside. Yeah, Japan's a really cool culture, very interesting, very fascinating. And also, I'm going to say is like, I think that Japan is a very fascinating culture. It's very interesting, and love the artwork and things about that. With it. Mary says phone wasn't working. I missed the story about you at school being talked at in the cafeteria by a teacher. And yeah, so it was about when I was getting shouted at for the Key Club thing that they rigged against me, and like because I wasn't showing up to these things because they kept like rigging stuff against me and making up stuff about me. So I was like, I'm not gonna show up to these things. I was acting like steel. And Mary is listening. All right, I'll retell it. All right. So there's a situation. There's a situation that occurred. There's this thing. There's this Key Club thing. Was organization in the school, and also what happened was, they had these elections and stuff, and like for a couple of years they would give. Although I was very popular, they would give the election to people that were either like like a kid of a teacher or somebody that was related to the family that owned the school. My opinion, and that's what it's pretty much seemed like. It's just an opinion, and because everybody told me they voted for me all the time, and I believe that because they're like my YouTube friends. It's the same type of dynamic. So basically, what happened was they wanted me to show up to the meetings and stuff. You don't have to go to the meetings every single time. Sometimes I didn't go because it wasn't necessary. But because it was nothing really. It was like the YSL trials, like nothing really was like going on. But I did attend when I was supposed to, and then they wanted me to do things around the school, and I did things around the school for group, and then what happened was they said that like I so the guy, one of the people were probably like lying about me and making up stuff that I wasn't doing things I was supposed to do. And then the teacher was like, I could do things at the school if I can't come to events, but I could go to events, but no one asked me to do anything. Because what happened was I won an election one time, and they made me a what's called a spirit sparkler, which that's cool, but it's like if I win something correctly, I should get it. And also, basically, what happened was I in an act of like protest, I wasn't going to go along with this stuff. So before this election thing happened, this teacher got, let's see. Yeah, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, Primal Primal. She did by mistake. Okay, you're good. And he said, "You're welcome, Sarah." That's what he said. So basically, what happened was I was not going to put up with this stuff anymore. So at some point, I was going to not go to one of the meetings. It would make the group look bad, and I would get more support. And I just wasn't putting up with this stuff. So then what happened was I went in there and had one of my buddies, and then the teacher comes in. I'm taken from the community. Good luck in the class that I was going to have with them the next year, and all this other stuff. And then the election came up, and everybody voted for me, but they gave it to the relative of the school person anyway. But as I said, so that's the story about that. And there's some communication issues. And I remember when my friend was telling me he had a detention one time, everybody, and he was overhearing them talking about the election because the guy that was running against me was very worried that I was running against him, and the teacher said, "Don't worry, he doesn't do anything," like with the different stuff, and so he would win anyway. So it was already rigged against me. So as I said, that's the story about that, and I wasn't going to put up with that nonsense. But I'm glad my friends supported me. But no hate on the teachers, the teacher in question, or the group, or the people involved. Sometimes people will be turned on each other with different, like this organization came in and it turned students against and people against each other. So I don't hold any grudges or anything. But that's the story about that situation. Oh, okay, Amanda. Thank you. And yes, I'm Grease Lightning Fast. Oh, the skateboard for the tortoise. Yeah, shout out to your tortoise. That's really cool. All right, so let's see what Sarah. Yeah, you're welcome, Sarah. Yeah, and Amanda, if you want to watch more of that, you could do it after this stream or tomorrow if you're able to. I do want you to rewatch what you missed. I do appreciate if you do that. Thank you. And also, Mary, you see, I went live a little earlier, and I prayed about it, and I did have people, Mary, that came in and modded the chat for the degenerate trolls that were there. Torts and turtles. Yeah, and also tomorrow night I'll be doing a live, and we'll be talking about the abyssal fish, and I'll read more about the shark article. And Stranded will be here tomorrow, hopefully. So we're gonna continue the shark part tomorrow, and this time I'll look at some abyssal fish and stuff for y'all and do whatever. And tomorrow I'll play the game too at the same time. And yeah, so basically, oh yeah, man, I was like running all over the place before I went live. Yeah, so the corn, I have a section of it doing good, the situation, as I said, is that I. It's good to put like a mint solution, a repellent on plants and things like that to keep certain bugs away. And there's natural like pesticides that don't hurt animals, but they repel bugs. So that's something that slipped my mind, or I didn't think it'd be a problem. There were some stink bugs that got to some of the corn, but some other parts of the corn look okay. And I'm going to grow the corn in 2 rows, and that will help another situation. But the corn's fine. The rest of the corn's okay right now. But like so yeah so what I have to do is to get the solution, the natural stuff to repel bugs. But besides that, everything's going okay with it. Primal, I love Star Wars. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. Yeah, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. You did. Like a lot of times, like I'll say the like alien spaceship and Hansel is like Darth Vader and Anakin, but I'm not like depending on your point of view. That I'm not evil though. But yeah, so basically, like yeah, there's good things in the Jedi and the Sith. They both have good teachings, but it's good to have both in balance. Like the Sith like is passion, is strength, but also it's good to have peace at the same time. It's good to have a balance of both. But yeah, I do like Star Wars. It's a very very good program, a good series of different movies. And I remember I watched it when I was little, and I didn't see Revenge of the Sith because my mom, when I was a kid, because my mom thought it was too violent for me, which I understand. But I saw it when I got older, and yeah, so I love Star Wars, and it's very cool. And also, there's a lot of moral lessons to learn about Darth Vader and the mistakes he made, also at the same time. Well, yeah, Sarah, that would be nice, and I would look forward to you calling in again. And anytime you want to do the call again, just let me know, and I'll bring you on. And also, all right. So I'll say this: that basically, I think that as I said, it's a good franchise and all that stuff. So let's see what Sarah's saying. Another thing she said: "You look good," in blue letters, by the way. Yeah. Alien O stink bugs are terrible this year. Here, glad to hear you can repel them. But yeah, stink bugs have been an infestation, a horrible infestation. That's good. Yes, yes. I'll be glad to hear from him too. Okay. So Primal says, okay, the IP can't. Oh, so basically, I think that I would fit in with the Gray Jedi, and like as I said, the 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 Jedi thing. There's no emotion but peace, but I used all the pain and stuff I went through as passion for my strength, like the Sith would. So, I do fit in with that, and it's like alien spaceship instead of Hansel, so I do go with a lot of things from the Sith, but I'm not like evil. Then again, on the other hand, I do have things from the Jedi where about peace and not revenge and things like that. So I would fit into what's called a gray Jedi, where I probably would have both, and characteristics of both of them. Because like I'm not evil, or I don't think I'm evil. But then again, the Jedi not letting Anakin have a wife, and like he couldn't really do anything, and his mother was attacked, and they didn't really like do anything for him. It's like having no emotion's not good either, and having too much emotion like the Sith do is bad too. There's balance in the middle. That's what bringing balance to the Force was all about. It wasn't about abolishing the Sith. It was about bringing balance to the Force, like the yin yang. As I say, no light without dark. Like the Jedi had to be like corrected, and then this Jedi, then the Sith had to be corrected, and then you have the balance that happened. Awesome. That's good. I like that. Master Prime. Primal. Primal. That's good. And yeah, because I see like I'm kind of like both. Yes, that is good. He did in the end become balanced. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and also I'm trying to think what my name would be in that. I know I'm trying to think what my name would be in that. I could be Master Spaceship and Darth Spaceship too. Yeah, that's a good one. Han Solo. Yeah, that's what a lot of people nickname me at school sometimes because of my name. Yeah, but I went deep into the philosophies of both of them, and yeah, I'm somewhere probably as I said in the middle, like a great Jedi. Okay, so and I like Star Wars, and I think it has good moral lessons, and I like Obi-Wan. You know, he was good and wise what he did, and you know a lot of the stuff that he went through. Like I was telling you all, you know, he went through pain and suffering, and he went through a lot of things in the desert, but he overcame them. Another thing I like, Primal. Okay, Primal, thank you. Is that you know with Obi Wan he said you could delete him, but you can never destroy him. He'll never go to the dark side. It reminds me of myself, where I didn't let the things destroy me, but I overcame them and still became was still light. So as I said, I do like things. Some you know Obi Wan was very wise. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. That's a good point. Yeah, good night, Primal. You're welcome. You're welcome. And as I said, I would be a great Jedi. And good night to you. So, as I was saying, let's see, do something real quick. Because as I said, I do like. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Because it's like, and I'll read you all some like things about that in a moment. And because I think that there's peace and there's passion, and there's chaos yet sincerity. You know, so I think that. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I like that. I'll go and pin what you said. Wow, that looks all kind of messed up looking, but it's okay. It's all good. Yeah, shout out to Anthony McQuaid. Shout out to Anthony McQuaid. All right, so it is Amanda's birthday, or was Amanda's birthday, and now Sarah's not here, and let's see how see how this goes. Let's see what's the drats, and also Sarah, I will address about your husband in the game in a moment. A movie app. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what I remember from that song, but let's just see what I remember. And I hear something around. Okay. So, anyway. Happy birthday, Amanda. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Amanda. Happy birthday to you. Alright. So, if that's what I remember from that song, I'm not too sure. There was something I could have left out, but there you go, Amanda. I sung you a birthday song. And Amanda said, Mary, I hope he is feeling better and that he is healing well. Yes, Amanda, he is healing. Yes, he is healing. Oh, hello. And we see in the chat, that's one of my friends from the Law and Crime chat. Yeah, earlier I was talking about Steele and how he was able to get off the hook with a bond rather than having to pay, or rather than having to go to jail. So that was something I was talking about. I did 2 streams. I did one of the phone one, and I did this one. So that is what I was talking about before in the Titan sub. And welcome. Thank you for coming. I think your name's pronounced Roan. If it's not pronounced that, you can tell me the right pronunciation of it. But yeah, welcome. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Amanda for her birthday. And yeah, so basically, yeah, we're talking about Star Wars also. And also, and I think, as I said, tomorrow more I'll get into the things with the abyssal fish. Well, I was talking about it tonight too, but I just do Thursday and Friday. Okay, I got it right. And also, Amanda says, OMG, so wonderful. Thank you, Alien. You're the only one that sang me happy birthday. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And, alright, I'm going to show you some abyssal fish, Roan, and everybody else. Again. And YSL was hilarious today with the witness, and he cursed. He was frustrated today. It was really funny. Hey, shout out to the spaceship cats. Alright, and we'll look up the abyssal fish. Okay, so you see this freaky thing. This is an abyssal fish. So there's the abyssal trench, and you have this thing over there in the abyssal trench. It's real gnarly looking. And then you got this other one right here, and it's transparent. And we'll make this a little bit like this. And yeah, so we have this, you see it's so transparent, you can see everything in the fish. And also, we have this situation, this thing's glowing, because they also have bioluminescence, so it causes them to glow. It's really cool. And then right here, you have this thing right here, the anglerfish. And yeah, they're just all real gnarly looking fish, and they look like monsters. Yeah. Yeah. You know, during the hurricane, that was something that was seeing these weird looking eels. And yeah, those are some really sharp teeth. Yeah, very sharp fangs, and they're transparent, which is very interesting. And we talked about this last Friday. This one right here, the goblin shark, right here, and basically we have that. And he's, you know, it's a very ancient shark. It's still there. A couple have been seen since the, you know, like back in the 80s, and then it's like, you know, it's kind of like prehistoric looking dude, right there. Let's see, transparent. And also we can see right here that the the situation is that, you know, they're very transparent looking. And also I'm gonna be, and right here I'm going to do something really quick, right here, you know, in a moment. All right, I'm back now. I thought I was hearing something, but it might be it's me from another room. I thought I heard something that was supposed to hear, but it was just the phone from the other room that's playing what I'm doing, which is okay. And yeah, I remember seeing pictures of those fish in school too. Yeah, yeah. Never going in the ocean. Okay. Sarah says, I bet once did what, that was Drake Channel, right at the ocean. Okay, yeah. So basically, you have these fish, and then, and what I do is I repeat the topic. It's like tomorrow, I'm going to talk about this for some people that aren't here for the Thursday one. I talk about kind of the similar thing on the Friday one. This last Friday, we're talking about the sharks too, the great white, and then tomorrow I'll pick off where I left off. And then yeah, you can see its brains and everything. It's so fascinating. And this one you can see through it as well. Yeah, after almost stepping on the sea urchins and eels being near, I was done only 10 feet from a gorgeous water. Yeah, it was enough. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cringe. And right here, you know, here's a picture of some of these. You know, they're just transparent looking. You can see right through them. Sarah says the abyssal fish that clear with that clear head is a gelatin. When found ashore, it is missing. Okay, I'll look that up. I'll see. I'll put this name in and see what you got to say. Gelatin. Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna look up the fish washed up on shore. And also with the YSL defendant, I mean the YSL, the the witness, it was just so interesting to see how, like, it was cringe where they kept asking the same question over and over again, and the dude, he had issues with reading, and they kept asking and pressuring him into things, And it was absolutely crazy today. It was hilarious. It was some wild. And Roan was there at some point when the Karen Reed one was over. The Karen Reed one was just talking about like DNA the whole time. But it was still interesting. So yeah, that was just some wild stuff today. Yeah, with Woody, and people were making Toy Story jokes. It was wild. All right.
Shout out to Toy Story.
Yeah, shout out to Toy Story. Yeah, yeah, that's the fish. It doesn't really seem to have the translucent or the bioluminescence when it's on shore. It's like a black light. Yeah, Roan, for sure. It was a clown show. When Jane came in, I was like, "Welcome to the one and all to the clown show of YSL." And it's like that judge needs to be investigated. What he did. He's just absolutely corrupted and really cringe. I really get, you know, triggered by that whole thing. But I'm in there, observing what's going on. Amanda says, Sarah, when I was in South Beach, Miami, I almost went in. Then I saw a bunch of jellyfish washing up on shore. Then I decided not to do it. They were pretty to see, though. Yeah, because Amanda knows, like I was talking last time, where I got stung by a jellyfish, and my leg was just like, had a bunch of red lines, squiggly red lines all over it. And also, basically, you have look how gnarly that thing is. And Sarah, I don't know what happens when that fish with the gelatin head. I have to drink some water. With the gelatin head, I don't know what happens when it goes on land. I would assume it would still be transparent, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. It's like a rave fish. It carries a party with it wherever it goes. For real, the ocean is a big a pot of pony yum. I'm not too familiar with what that is, but yeah, I think I've heard that before. That sounds pretty good. That was a good one, and yeah. Oh, okay. I know what it is now. Thanks. It's a type of dish. Yeah, like gumbo. Yeah, that's what we have. Yeah, the gumbo down here, where I am. Yeah. Okay. And also regarding the Titan sub. Well, that's good. He wants to try the food here. That's good, Sarah. Yeah, thanks, Ron. Yeah, so James Karen has not but released new information. Roan, I was talking on the other stream. I did a second one. This is the second one. That basically he was spilling the beans and saying that this whole thing about like the Titan sub being located and all or was floating around, they knew right when the thing imploded because they heard an implosion on the radar. And then they had the people make a toast, but the news kept saying that they're going to find them. The Coast Guard was being optimistic about it, and they've seen some miracles happen, but, they're already gone before that, and there's a transcript about their problem that they had, that they were having a problem underwater, and they didn't even know it was going to implode. It just imploded in a millisecond. And James Cameron's going back to the Titanic. And he's making his own submersible to prove that you could do it when it's done right. Yeah, gumbo's delicious. remember in Rona Thanksgiving, my friends, they would they had some like Cajun, well, they had like Creole in them, and they liked making gumbo at Thanksgiving. And I would go, instead of having the regular Thanksgiving food, I would have gumbo, and it was delicious. I had like a psychedelic experience with the gumbo. It was really good. Yeah, it is very sad, very sad. And as I said, Steele, he's so brave and courageous to stand up for his client and go through all that. And he went through the fire, and he came out stronger than before, because they're investigating that judge, because he's absolutely, it's ridiculous what's going on. And and they were saying about, Fannie Willis was behind the DA over there, which means a longer string of problems going on with that situation. So yeah, but as I said, I believe the truth will come out. It's coming out now, and all the bad people are going to be exposed in that situation. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. This thing looks like a tardigrade. I'm going to show you all a tardigrade. Yeah, like this is a tardigrade. It's a microscopic organism, and this is the Titan submersible. It looks just like it. Hilarious. Yeah, and it's unfortunate, it imploded, but yeah, that's the situation. So the investigation revealed it's fake. Yeah, when they first came, yeah, when hippos first came to be. Yes. Well, a lot of times when you have these like liars and people like in YS, like the DA and the judge, it's like, those people that lie are like magicians. And like today, he defended Steele for once against Miss Love, and he was saying that like she does attack Steele, and things do get heated, and him and everybody, are could be seen as shady. Like, so he acknowledged that the things he did was shady, and everybody in that situation can be seen as shady. So I'm glad that the judge, he could get himself together and be fair. Yeah. So shout out to the oh yeah, the tin can, the hot water heater. This thing, like, it looks like a hot water heater. I'm not laughing at the people that got deleted, but yeah, it's like it's like you go to Home Depot and you get a hot water heater, and then you just get some duct tape and go, all right, I got a submersible. And they have another submersible right now, but hopefully no one ever uses it. Ocean Gate Titan sub had a prototype that got lost at sea. Like, that's the other one that they built. It's like it's trying to be a trash can, but it can't. It's like it can't be a trash can, and it can't be a submersible. It's trying, but it doesn't exist. This dude got the parts from Home Depot. On top of all that, this man right here got a remote controller, a PS controller. Yeah, this man got himself a video game controller. And it's like there's a theory when we thought that it could have been floating around that it got disconnected, the controller, and or it ran out of batteries or something. And it's like when it's wireless, it's not that good, because if something happens, you're in a bad situation. But if you get a wire to hook it up, it's good. But yeah, it's like you gotta get these things certified, and you gotta get these things done correctly, or else you're gonna have a big problem. It's really cringe, with the situation. over there. And and then he said,
Well, nobody used a carbon fiber hull before, but we do. We break the rules. That's what we remember by for breaking the rules.
but James Cameron said you could break, breaking the rules and all, but it's like when you have other people's lives involved, it's not the same thing. Like, this is not a good situation, especially when you have civilians. The pride and the shame, as the scripture says, like, as I keep saying. And also, Roan, if you came to the tomorrow stream at night, it's like I'll talk about similar things I'm talking about now for some people that are not here this time. It's kind of like a little, but it's going to be some different topics, but it's going to be this similar thing, the people that weren't here tonight. All right, just give you a heads up. So, basically, yeah, so I think that this was done irresponsibly. It's like you're going to go to GameStop and get yourself a controller, and we're going to get the metal trash can. Yeah, so we're going to get this thing, put duct tape on it, and get a controller, and there you go. There you go. Okay, Roan, thank you. And I'm glad that you're able to come and chill with us. I really appreciate you. And also, yeah, and you have this tin can. So all right, I got this. And also in the yard there's a blue blue barrel. That's even better. It's a blue plastic barrel. I'd say that would work better than this thing. I mean, we're gonna get some, the duct tape, and also they got some pipes and things from Home Depot and put it together, and it's the same story with Titanic. Aliens experiments, exactly. And James Cameron blamed the carbon fiber hull for the implosion. And just look at this thing. It's like it has like a it has so much. It looks like one of those things in the olden days. Those old diving suits they used to have. All right, I'll look it up. He's 69 years old. Wow. Yeah, so we're looking at some cringe right here. Yeah, just look at this stupid thing. It looks like a giant pipe, like a giant plastic pipe. Like when in the trailer, like after the hurricane, you have these pipes for sewage and stuff, and it's like that's what it looks like on a larger scale. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, wow, wow. Yeah, shout out to James Cameron, cool people. Oh yeah, Sarah, I didn't know what in the world you're talking about. I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to Google that. I didn't know. I don't know what was going on. But it was a spell check happens to all of us. It sucks. Look at this arrogant dude, man. Look at the smirk on this guy's face. Look at this dude smirking. Like, look at this guy. he's like, I got my trash can behind me, and I got the octopus eye bro behind me too. That was probably a factor, Roan. Another factor is also the combination of the carbon fiber hull that they built it with was not designed to go down that deep. They had some successful dives, but it would crack and creak a little bit, but it's like, so it had to do with the carbon fiber hull. That's what Cameron said, and I'm sure they also went down there too fast as well. Yeah, just a bunch of amateurs, and nothing about thinking different or breaking rules, but you got to not, break yourself to the point that it backfires in your face. Yeah, the son didn't want to go. He did not want to go. He wanted to, he was terrified. His gut was telling him not to go. That's what really was. And the Titanic, there's people that had nightmares. The people that were going to board the Titanic, many people had nightmares about the ship sinking before they went on it. Many people didn't even go on it because of what happened. Like, many different people had that. There's this effect that happens, where people have dreams or premonition about something bad happening. Before the hurricane came through in '05, I had like a dream about flooding, like the day before of it. So as I said, you get premonitions of things. And the Titanic, in fact, the pulleys, like the front part where they had the wires, it still works. Like, you could take the wires and pull it, and the mechanism, the pulley mechanism still works. With no WD-40 or anything like that. It's so amazing, and it crashed, at a free fall. But the parts of the ship work perfectly fine, but it doesn't work because it's underwater and broken up. But there's parts of the ship that would still function even today. It was built really, really well, but the problem was the Titanic was not built to withstand swiping an iceberg and having nearly half the ship cut open. It was designed to collide with something, like an iceberg, but it wasn't designed to swipe it. Only 2 flood compartments would have broken if they hit it directly. It was like an icebreaker. But, as I said, like a person and I on the stream, on one of my phone streams, were talking about it, and he was saying that he works at a oil rigging, and so the problem something happened, and it got worse and worse and worse, and people do the best they can in the situation. So no hate or anything for the people that were trying to avoid the iceberg. It's good they were trying to avoid it, but just theoretically, technically, it could have done better if it hit it directly, actually. And Sarah says, I'm getting back to y'all's chat messages. Oh, and wasn't it used too many times and made the hull weak? Yes. It was used too many times, and the hull became weaker because it would go in the Caribbean, and they heard something creaking and cracking. It went to the Titanic a couple of times. But it got more wear and tear. You see, this is the Titanic view from the submersible that imploded. And follow the gut inner voice. Amanda said, yeah, Alien, I agree on the material it was made of. The material wasn't strong enough. Amanda, I'm having 2023 live stream flashbacks of the chat. I remember that. That was awesome. And guys, the reason why the title is a title from last week was because I'm going to use a similar title tomorrow, and it would just automatically be the title it is now. So, but yeah, technically this chat's about Star Wars, about the Titan, and just chilling. But yeah, basically, I love that. I love that time what we were talking about the Titan, and I was watching CNN, CNN's coverage of the Titan situation, and CNN never copyright claimed me. Anything that I put out, they never copyright claimed me. It was really cool. I was watching all those videos from Dr. Grande and the other psychologists about the psychology of Stockton Rush. And yeah, those videos, no copyright issues. It was all good. I enjoyed that very much with y'all. That was awesome. And thank you, Amanda. Sarah, seriously, some of all-time favorite lives. Chat was great. Wear tear makes sense too. Yes, Ron. Amanda said, very cool images. Amanda, so true. Glad uploaded to rewatch. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm glad to talk about this stuff again. And I'm going to slightly edit the title a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, I'm adding the Titan sub to the title. Oh yeah, absolutely. See, look, that's them looking out and watching it. And that's them with the phone, which is really cool. And in theory, that would have been a pretty cool thing if this would have worked in theory. But what Stockton Rush did wrong was, I'm all for saving money and being conservative with my money, and my family's kind of has history of being cheap in certain situations. But like when you're building something like this, and we know in certain circumstances you got to spend some money. And also, like, say like my grandpa used particle board instead of plywood, and then all the wood in different parts of the house is like kind of caves in because he could have used the plywood when the other thing was cheaper, but the plywood was more what that was made for. And also, but my grandpa would never ever do something like what Stockton Rush did with the risking people's lives like that. No. But that was a little bit of a funny example. But still, we know that in certain situations it's good to pay what you got to pay to get something built. And these people, he wanted to save money. He wanted to save. Stockton Rush wanted to save money, and he used the people as a crew, and he did it cheaply as possible. When you're going to the Titanic over 1,000 feet below the surface, where there's abyssal fish and there's bioluminescence of creatures, the last thing you do is make it as cheaply as possible, without any expert analysis. And Cameron offered his services to investigate the Titan submersible, but they have not gotten back to James Cameron. They don't want anything to do with him, but he said he could investigate this thing and for the Coast Guard, and he offers his services. But people, they want to hide things. They think they know everything. And like James Cameron, I've never seen him angry before, and he was really angry with the submersible, the people that were lost, and all that stuff. It's absolutely cringe. Amanda says, on Tubi, I just saw that they have Titanic 2 movie. I wonder if it's any good. Oh, Amanda, you're going to go down the rabbit hole of the cringe Titanic movies? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I did all the research for you, Amanda, and I'm going to go and give you some information. I might spoil something for you, maybe, but I'll try not to. But I'm going to give you some cringe, alright? I just said Toytanic. That's not true. It's Titanic. Oh, and Roan, I built a Titanic model when I was back in 2015. Titanic. Okay. Now the title's changing even more. All right, everybody, let's go. We're going to have some cringe right now. Oh, yeah, you saw that one. Okay, good. So basically, Titanic 2. Okay, there's some false, fictitious movie that's been going around over a decade ago, 2010 and before that. That there's this Titanic 2 where Jack is back and he was like frozen in an iceberg, and they thawed him out. And they took a bunch of parts of movies from Leonardo DiCaprio's old movies when he was younger, and they made a completion of it, and it's Jack is back, and he's looking for Rose, but he's like a time traveler sort of, and he's like in the modern age, and she already passed away, and he's like all over the place, and he's like a lab rat, and he's like trapped in this place, and then he escapes, and then he's like a fugitive, and then he goes around with these promiscuous women, and women in general, and he just gets in these like shoot offs and stuff like that. So it's a very it's just a fictitious story, a completion of all these different things put together. Oh yeah, I know, Amanda. Oh, Jack is back, and they took scenes from the Basketball Diaries. They took scenes from Romeo and Juliet, and they even like they made a tombstone of Rose Decatur. They did some animation with this frozen dude in the ice, and he you can't keep him locked up forever, and then he like gets out, and they're like, dude, Rose is dead, Jack. He's like, are you sure? And it's like it's hilarious. Like, you, Amanda, I'm not done. Y'all are in for some cringe. Yeah, and Roan saw it. Yeah, okay. And I must have not have. Oh, it's just the Google Chrome's is doing its thing. Okay, Titanic. Okay, Titanic. Jack is back. Yeah, you see, like this is the Jack is back, and they just took all of his like old movies and they made like a completion. See, that's him, Amanda, frozen in the ice. You can look at it on YouTube, on Tubi. You go look at it on Tubi, and they ridiculous. See, they take this from the Basketball Diaries, and they make it Titanic 2. And also, they see like, oh, they made a new one. They made a new one, everybody. Hold on. They do it every few years. Titanic 2, Jack's back in 2025. Director's cut concept trailer. 5 million views. Holy mackerel. Wow. Here, everybody. I'm gonna share the link. All right. Let's see. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it for y'all in a moment. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here it is. Y'all can look at it there. And Sarah, I could do it, but I'm just concerned about some of the copyright stuff. Which I don't think would be a problem because it's already on YouTube and the person that put it up didn't have any problems. But yeah, it's the copyright stuff I'm leery of, so I would have to give it some thought. And also, basically, we'll have... And also, I would have to put it through this TV screen and put it like that. Not the other way around where we have the other situation because the app isn't active. Right. And that's the link for y'all to look at. Here's another depiction of it. That must be some AI stuff right there. That's interesting. Titanic 2, The Return of Jack Teaser. That's them now, the actors. I don't know. So, yeah, so that's them like they're older. All right, so we're gonna go some Titanic cringe. Thank you. All right, everybody. So we're gonna have some cringe right here. So Titanic 2 is about this, the second Titanic that would be built. It's a movie about it. Right, so you have this situation where you have this bro right here, the Titanic 2, and then, it's going to set sail, and what happens is they have the captain and all, and these people are going on the Titanic, and then this horrid accident occurs, and the whole thing catches on fire. It's very similar to the Poseidon movie, kind of, and guess what? It sinks again, and it's like cringe, and it's taken place in 2012, and then that they have a Titanic movie North Korea made. Yeah, a Titanic movie North Korea made. Yeah, you heard me right. You didn't. I did not. You did not buffer. You heard it. Yeah, so you have this Titanic movie that bro made in North Korea, and it's about these people on the ship, and the woman, a mouse falls in love with the woman in the Titanic movie, and then octopus takes the Titanic down. The octopus takes the Titanic down. It's so creepy. It's like she falls in love not with the dude, but like with the mouse. Titanic, the rocket ship. Oh, it gets worse. And then it's like they're telling their people that the Titanic was sunk by a squid. They just distort everything. See, look at the. It's just absolutely crazy. And I learned it from this guy. He was talking about it on YouTube, about the cringe about it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's hysterical. And also the Nazis made one too. North Korea proving stay mainland. Do not go across the water. Yeah, so the Nazis made a Titanic movie. Right, Amanda. Exactly. Man, Titanic gave us some laughs. All right, so the my German kinsman over there, made a Titanic movie about, you know, when they were Nazis, they made this. So the Nazi Titanic movie, it's propaganda. Whoa. Well, then, I guess it was shown in Russia too, or some Slavic country. Well, yeah, they had some Slavic countries in the Reich, but as I said, that's for another topic. So yeah, basically, the Titanic Nazi movie, it depicts anti-British propaganda and British classism. Okay, Roan, brother, thank you for coming through and telling us hello. See you tomorrow at court. All right. So in this situation, you have a problem where the Germans are making propaganda about Britain and like the class warfare, and they're saying that the British want to. So they had Ismay and how he wanted to go faster and faster, and I'm coughing now. Wow. All right. I'm gonna be losing, I'm not gonna lose my voice. It's gonna be okay. All right. Titanic, the USO. So basically, with the classism and all these different situations, they had this epic laugh, okay, that the guy did, that Mr. Andrews did. They tell him the Titanic is going to sink, and he looks at him, he goes, he did like the most sinister, evil laugh ever. This ship can't sink. But they had this like, this ship's gonna sink. But in the James Cameron film and like the 1953 film, Andrews was like gonna delete himself, and he did, because of the Titanic sinking. So like the captain of the Titanic and the guy that like drew out designed it and created the Titanic, they both deleted themselves with the Titanic because they felt bad about what happened, and it was also what they were supposed to do of correct conduct. But many people wonder if Andrews were to have survived, what he would have said about why Titanic failed. We know why it failed, but it would have been interesting to see what he had to say about it. The owner of the company, he got on a lifeboat. He saved many people, okay, on lifeboats. But then when the lifeboats were ready to go, there was a space for him, and he went. And many people don't like how he survived it, considering he was the guy that took off most of the lifeboats because he thought the ship would look ugly. So it's ironic, but then others was like, he did what he had to do, then he got off the boat when they let him go because there was a spot for him. And he did save a lot of lives. And he felt really bad about what he did and the situations. Like, imagine if the Titanic were to sink now. I mean, and a lot of people don't believe in God or anything anymore. It wouldn't be like it was back then. People are different then. So shout out to the people of that time period. They had dignity and respect. But so the Titanic from the Nazis, they created this thing, and it was this British propaganda, and that's basically the point of their film. Right. Right. And this movie was cringe. It was a propaganda film. And it shows like the Germans aren't bad, but it shows like probably like anti-Japanese stuff, like against, like, say they're trying to say the West was against not the West, but the Allies were against the Japanese. But at the time, it was a hard time in World II. But Japan's an amazing place, cool people. Shout out to Japan, not against them. But that's what in the movie they're like talking about their ally Japan and a different situation, this heroic German and all that stuff. So they just use the Titanic thing for propaganda. But James Cameron did use some ideas from the Titanic movie that the Nazis did, but he made it into something good. He took things from all the different Titanic movies, except the North Korean one, because it came after, and he, made his own thing. So it was pretty cool. The James Cameron did use some things from the Nazi one, which is fine, and from the 1953 one he used, but he did it something good with it. He didn't use it for propaganda or for Nazi purposes, but he just say to have something here or there, and he put that in there. That's basically what they're saying. And Sarah says Japan Gov chose the wrong side back then, despite the people not wanting it. Right. Exactly. And look, many people thought Hitler was going to do something good, and that he was trying to help Germany. And I'm part German. Like some of the people at that time, I relate to people that thought that he was doing the right thing at that time, but later they saw that the guy was nuts and he was genociding people and stuff. But no, at first, as I said, before the war especially, he just seemed like he's trying to make Germany a great country again and trying to make it a good place. But he was like a communist. He was like a Soviet himself. In what he did, the problem with him, he was very deceptive. Like he had tried to appear as a Christian, patriotic, nationalistic movement, but he really was like a atheistic type communist dictator, though. The worst kind are the wolves in sheep's clothing, because the communists were clear about what they were doing. But this guy was like a trickster. And he was on drugs, and he injected himself with drugs all the time. And you see him talk, and he was shaking all the time. Those people were taking a lot of drugs. So yeah, and I understand everybody makes mistakes, and it's good that Japan is on the better side now. But yeah, basically and my relatives in America fought against Hitler in World War II, my German relatives. And one of them got shot on the beach during the invasion of Normandy. The Omaha beach. And he got the Purple Heart. But of course I have relatives that were over in Germany as well. That I've not been in contact with, my family's not been in contact with them in over 100 years. They're angry at my great-grandfather for not sending money back to the homeland and for leaving. But I'm glad he got out of that country. And he left Germany. If it was such a great place, why did he leave it? He left in the late 1800s. That's where I get my name and all from. And my mom's line. And yeah, and also my British relatives fought against it too, obviously. My Nana was a little kid during the bombings of London. And so was my grandfather. And they had some, wild stories about that. But yeah, so basically the Nazis were just trying to make propaganda about the Titanic and about the British and all. But the Germans sunk a passenger ship, the Lusitania, in World War I. They shot a torpedo at a ship because they thought it had something on it. They got skeletons in their closet too. Right, Sarah, exactly. Your relatives had to leave the country. Yeah. Because it's in Sarah, because there's a situation where, Germany had economic problems and economic, uncertainty and stuff like that. And they had issues after World War One, and they blamed all the Jewish people for what, for problems, and also maybe for some certain individuals, regardless of what they were, may have done things, had bad policies, whatever. And how the West has issues now, they may have had some issues back then, but it wasn't the Jewish people, especially, not all of them especially, they went after innocent people. That's at that point where it gets too radical. And say if people were prejudiced against all black people, not all black people are doing bad things. Maybe some black people might be nefarious, just like in any other group, but it doesn't mean they're all like that. I'm not saying the Jewish people are bad, but I'm saying it wasn't based off their race or what their religion was. Those individual people may have done, bad policies or whatever, but the Germany, they were just trying to find someone to blame. That's what they're trying to do. All right, but I'm glad they were able to get away from that, Sarah, and come here, because it was wrong. Oh, Amanda says when my dad was in the army, he was stationed in Germany. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Germany's a cool country. Thank you. I'm thankful for his service. And I think what Hitler did was heinous. Okay, it was absolutely heinous. And I researched a lot of things about the propaganda they used, and they made movies about certain Jewish bankers from the past. And then you'll have different conspiracy theories about the the some Jews using nefarious things like, say, the doing nefarious stuff and ritualistic things and like satanic stuff. Like there will be a lot of I've studied a lot about anti-Semitic propaganda, and there's a lot of nonsense about that. But yeah, the Nazis were very good at their propaganda, even if it was something evil. They convince a lot of people, desperate people, about their beliefs, and then in this they're trying to blame England for everything. Yes, correct, Sarah. Exactly. There you go. You're exactly correct about that. They did have that, and also we remember that he was from Austria, and he was from an area where they had the banking family and stuff there. So there's conspiracies that he was related to those groups and stuff like that, and they did have Nazis that were like that, Sarah. Yes, that were Jewish, absolutely, and yes, I agree about that as well. Let's see. Yeah, and the Zionists, yes, there's the meeting that they had about the they would have meetings and stuff with them. Yes, absolutely. And also we have this. Yes, absolutely, Sarah. Money can be a great tool, and it can be used for good things by the right people, but also it could be it could turn people into very evil people, and it could be certainly the root of evil. Yes. At the same time, also, like what Ragnar, the Viking, said, was that there is a situation where power attracts the worst and corrupts the best. All right, now we're gonna look at this really real the most cringe Titanic movie they have. And also, and I think it's good that there is an Israel now for the Jewish people to go to. I think it's good that they do have their own land now. I think that is, good that they finally do have that. In my opinion, that Israel's there. And I'm against the anti-Semitism of the Nazis. And also, moving on to this one, this is the most cringe Titanic movie ever. Okay. All right, this is the most wokest, cringest movie ever. So this is the Titanic 666. That's the mark of the beast, the mark of Satan. And so basically, a vlogger, an airhead vlogger with her boyfriend go on the Titanic, and she is acting all cringe. This is very cringe. And the captain of the Titanic in this one is a black woman, and not which is something interesting. And then what happens is she is vlogging. It's a very cheap cliche movie, and then a woman that's like connected to the Titanic somehow goes in the ship, and this other lady that's like a witchcraft lady, and she tries to get a piece of the captain's clothes that's like in this new ship in the museum on the ship, and she takes it out, and then she goes and does this. She goes and does a ritual and brings him back from the dead, and brings all these other people that this is a blasphemy. This movie's blasphemy. Okay, it's really insulting to the people that died on the ship, and all the people that died in the Titanic come back from the dead, and they have revenge on people that are on board, and they have all these like they're all zombies, and she's out there on the deck, the airhead lady, the blonde lady, and she's looking around. She sees this stuff, and then you have this situation where the violin people, the band that died on the ship, they come back too and start playing. Like, so they're trying to say, like, this is people that died in the Titanic that are ghosts that are taking revenge on the people on the ship. It's a really crazy, really cringe movie. And also, they show a scene in the beginning of Jack and Rose as zombies, and her pulling him underwater. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And also, they will one day. Yeah, so this is the woman that's the witchcraft lady. And yeah, that's her. She's the one that does the witchcraft ritual and brings the dude back. And you see that's her commanding the spirits. And also, you see, look, her and the captain. Oh, I like zombie movies. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this is the captain, Captain Smith. I wouldn't think that the people that were on the ship that got deleted, I think they would, be, very great looking. They would be in a better place. They wouldn't be these, like, decrepit, lifeless zombies. No, they wouldn't be like that. They would look like how they looked when they were alive. And this is the cast. And as I said, these are the most like cringe Titanic movies ever. Okay. You see, that's the Titanic in the movie that's being sent off to the sea. And also, they have not constructed the real Titanic 2 yet. It was supposed to be constructed in 2013, and we still haven't had it yet. They say it every few years, but they don't ever do it. Yeah, so there you go, everybody. Those are the cringe Titanic movies that I know of, and I'm going to do more research about it and tell you all other things about these things as well. But yeah, that's basically what these things are about. Those movies were about. All right, so this is the Titanic 2 that they're supposed to be building, and it hasn't happened yet. We're gonna look up some of these zombie movies y'all are talking about in a moment. But you see how the lifeboats are on the and like inside the ship right there? It's pretty cool. And here, see, look, that's some results of the Titanic they're building right now. But allegedly, I don't know if they're still continuing it. Excuse me. You see, that's what they're allegedly building. I'd like to see it actually made. They're making it in China. Now they're saying that a huge Titanic replica opens as Chinese tourist destination. Well, it looks like that's not the same Titanic that I'm talking about. So maybe that's fake. Maybe that isn't the Titanic they were supposed to build. I don't know, but that thing was never constructed. It was never like released, or maybe it is being released. Well, thanks, Sarah, for mentioning that to us. That's a Titanic 2, just like a modern looking cruise ship. That's pretty interesting. It's gigantic. Wow. No, there is an Australian billionaire that was making a replica of the Titanic for people to sail on. So they're going to make a new ship. People could sail on like a new cruise ship that would be called the Titanic 2, and that's what it is right there. It would have the grand staircase and everything. So this is the movie I'm talking about, Biohazard. $1985. Train to Busan. I'm being kind of slow, but I'm getting to you in a moment. That's pretty cool. I will watch all of them, Sarah. Absolutely. This is Biohazard. No, this is Train. This is Train Busan. That's interesting. I'll certainly watch them. Okay, I'll play the game Resident Evil. Okay. Thanks for telling me about this. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, chat. Thanks for the information. It's really cool. And let's see. I like zombie movies. I think that's nice. And there's Resident Evil, and something else I think I want to say. I know I want to say, but yeah. So basically, the Titanic. Those were the cringe Titanic movies, and that was some more information about Stockton Rush and and the stupid garbage submersible and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. I'll look up the game. Oh, it came back to me, everybody. It came back to me. Sarah, I think your husband. Okay, so how I'm gonna send you the link to the pirate game, okay, and see if it works. I think it should work from where you are. I'll give you the link anyway. Yeah. You want to play it. That's the link to the website. It's a game you play online. I know, but if you that's just a link. If you could somehow save it or something like that, or if you look back on the stream later, you could copy and paste that. But yeah, but basically, Sarah, the pirate game is played through a computer. It's not played through a phone. And it's free, and like and it has like it opens up a thing, and you go to the game. So that's how that works. But if y'all can't play it, hopefully one day y'all could be able to. One thing I like is from Call of Duty. I like the zombie games in there from Call of Duty. Call of Duty. I remember at my friend's house I used to play the zombie game and that was scary. That was some suspense from the Call of Duty game because it's like you hear a zombie in the distance and it's all dark and stuff, but you got it's coming. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay, Sarah, thank you. Oh, I remember when I was playing Call of Duty at my friend's house, and I was on a team, and the people weren't doing anything. I was doing all the work, and I was like ranting about it. And my friends were telling me, if you made a YouTube channel, we'd watch you. That was back in 2016, and here I am. It was my friends in the hood. Oh man, sometimes I've had moments where I didn't do that well in the game sometimes, and I've had moments where I didn't do too well. When I'm in how I am now, I do better. But yeah, sometimes I've had problems with it at certain points. For me, it took practice. Right, exactly. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, and also, let's put a sign. RE1. Okay, okay. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Resident Evil is Biohazard, the Japanese name. Not sure why USA use Resident Evil. Okay, let's look it up. Thank you, Sarah. All right, in the West, we are used to games and films getting the same title as previous ones in the same franchise. It were random to Resident Evil because when it came to ship it out of Japan, they were a band that gone by the name of Biohazard, so they renamed the game to avoid any lawsuits. So the reason why, Sarah, they changed the name, it was because there's a band in America named Biohazard, so they didn't want to have a copyright problem, and people were used to having films the same name as the previous movie. But it had to do with copyright reasons. Right. You're welcome, Sarah. Amanda says, wow, I didn't know it would matter if one is a movie and one is a band. They didn't want to get sued. Makes sense. Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking at the Call of Duty game that has the zombies in it. That's pretty cool. Call of Duty World at War. Yeah, so that's the game. I remember, it was fun playing the games. I didn't know they had it on Wii. I did not know that they had this on Wii. That's news to me. I didn't know they had Call of Duty on the Wii. Or maybe I forgot. I never played it on the Wii before. I don't know if that's specifically the game I'm thinking of, but it was like probably a newer version of that. It was a little bit more modern than that, probably. As I said, when I played it, it's very fun because it puts you in suspense. Because it's like you hear the zombies in the distance and it's like real dark, and then they just come out of nowhere and then you start blasting. I didn't know that there was a movie about it. Oops. Well, yeah, there is a Call of Duty movie. The the Rock's in it. Well, you learn something new every day. Hmm. Interesting. I'll look up the Halo movie. Oh, there's a Halo movie. Halo's a good movie too. I mean, a good book too. You saw what I just did there? I just said it's a good book. It's a video game. I don't see a Halo movie. Well, there is a Halo movie. Oh, I jinxed myself. Oh no, 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 no. Oops. Yeah, but there's a Halo movie. Absolutely. Yes, I do, Sarah. Yes. All right. So anyway, there's a Halo movie. All right. Yes, everybody. Yes, absolutely. All right. So Halo's a good game. I remember I played it briefly when I was a kid. Okay, well that's interesting, guys, about the Xbox. I like the Xbox. I played that before, but I have sentimental feelings and stuff for the PlayStation. There's a big debate about PlayStation versus Xbox. I like both of them. Yeah, Eclectic chat. I was at an arcade and I played Halo. Yeah, Eclectic chat. Yes. All right. Yeah, great memories. Yes. Amanda says PlayStation is supposed to be better picture, where Xbox has more games. I love my PlayStation when I played it. So much fun. Yeah, Amanda. I remember when I played the PlayStation. It had some problems with my friend down the street, but like we played it a little bit. That's where I played the zombie game on. And then the rest of the time, because he wanted to give me the Xbox, but it had something wrong with it, and he didn't even use it anymore himself. And then they had this situation where we would play the PlayStation and we used to charge things in it and we watched the movies on it. Or watched the, like Inception, that girlfriend told me about at the time. And we would watch it all night and charge our stuff and eat pizza and different things. And I also play GTA. Like all night, like how we're staying up late and some of you are over in the other side of the world where it's daytime. But yeah, I remember that. So as I said, really cool. But I like both of them, and they have their pros and cons. You'd say they both have their things that they're good at, or things one has the other doesn't have. But yeah, so PlayStation is fun, and also I do think the Xbox One is as well. Oh, Sarah, that's so cool! Wow. It's the Xbox wireless controller. Okay, Amanda, I'll certainly check that out. I'll look that up. I'll look it up. That's a PlayStation 1. Wow, it looks different. Okay. Okay, Sarah. Yeah, so that's the console, PlayStation 4. Cool. And they have the PlayStation 5. Looks interesting. Oh, a PlayStation Portable of the PS5. Interesting. Okay, Amanda says I forgot to look it up. Amanda says to Sarah, Google says Animal Crossing is on Xbox. I've never played it either. I've never even heard of it. Say Animal Crossing. That looks pretty cool. I like the colors. On the Switch. I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but it seems like they have some Mario games on there. Well, thank you, Sarah, for letting us know about that. She said, when I bought a Switch, I heard of it because they had a special Switch just for that game. Pocket Camp by Nintendo app in store. I see. Sure would be so. You're welcome. Thinking y'all might like it. Well, thanks. Yeah, that's the one. That's pretty cool. Okay, okay. Yeah, Amanda. That makes sense. Amanda and Sarah, did y'all ever play Kirby? Yeah, I like. Yeah, so the Mario games. I don't have a Switch, but whenever I get one, I'll certainly play the new Mario games. That'll be really cool. It's been, I like to play some of the new ones. Absolutely. You love Kirby, huh? Yeah, Sarah, do that. Yeah, Kirby's a force to reckon with. Remember, one of my friends was saying how Kirby's a force to reckon with, and I was showing the teacher a picture of Kirby, and her and I were laughing. It's like, oh, we better watch out for that little pink dude. He's fierce. He's scary looking. Yeah, it's a Mario. Yeah, yeah. Shout to Kirby. Yeah, Kirby's scary. I wouldn't want to mess with him. Yeah, not to say easy, LO. Yeah, yeah. But as I said, Amanda, what kind of games do you play on the Switch? I'm just curious. Yeah, a ball of Pepto Bismol. Exactly. Bowser's Fury. I like that. And they have cat ones. That's so cool. They have like cats. Yeah, they have cat suits. Yeah, that's very cool. Let's see. Let's see at the levels. Yes, Sarah, I have that here. Yes, I have that here. We have GameStop. That's the only one I know of. One of my friends and I went there one time. She has Pokemon on the Switch, Disney, Speedstorm. I forgot what others. I never play on it anymore. Okay, well, thank you. I love Pokemon. That game's really good. It's like that's very cool. Yeah, Pokemon. I remember I played one version of Pokemon during a game trade, and also I never played the one on the DS, but I played it before, but I didn't have one of my own. But yeah, I certainly yeah, that's something I'd be interested in playing for sure. I like playing Pokemon when I did. All right. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. Wow. He even has the ball. I'll look up the Disney Speedstorm. I like that. That's awesome. You can play as different characters from Disney. Wow. They even have Monsters Inc. and Buzz Lightyear. The new Inside Out 2 movie. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh yes, Amanda, you made a short about this. That's what you made a short about that game. Yeah. Yeah, she's right. That's really cool. Oh, I like the first one too. Yeah, facts, facts. It's me obsessing with Kirby again. I love the colors in these Nintendo games. Yeah, I always like the colors in it. Amanda says, I like racing games, and this one is just more fun with the characters. New tracks. I'm happy I bought it. Facts. Yeah, facts. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I'm glad that Nintendo continued making games like they did on the DS and the Game Boy, and they evolved it into something else really cool. I appreciate that. So new generations of people and I as well can play it. I remember in the Mario game on the Game Boy. I still have the Game Boy and I still have the game. It's just wow. In 20 years, it's like, say even like 15 years ago, look how much it's advanced. I mean, now you got the pipe and it moves and has water in it. Wow. I really like the graphics. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My friend that told me about Aliens I was talking about earlier, he had. He was the one. He gave me a DS. And he gave me a Mario game. And he was very generous to me. Yeah, they're elephants. That's so cool. And you could play as the different characters. Another thing about it is that I had this. I had the DSi and also the original DS. And right here, you see a difference between Yoshi's Island, and that's like how I remember it on the Game Boy. It's like a drawing, and in Super Mario, they have all these graphics and stuff. It's really fascinating. I'm glad that they continued it. She says, "Wish you two could get into the same game and stream one day, someday." I like that. Yeah, I would like that. Okay, Amanda. All right. Alright, so we have in this Mario game, they clearly have a part where, it's like the jungle area, and as I said, it looks just like the Game Boy, but like an animated version of it. And that's so fascinating to me. I'm glad that they're able to keep that. That's like the old-fashioned version. But like they made it more advanced looking. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the original feeling. Yeah. So then, yeah, you have that. He's like an elephant. Now, Sarah, what is your most favorite video game? I'm just curious. All right. Thank you, Sarah. MMORPG Online, Final Fantasy 14, and RPG are takes of the series. Thank you. Well, that's nice that you have those cool games that you enjoy. Okay, thank you. That's really cool, Sarah. You're addicted. Well, that's a better addiction than a lot of people have. My friend's favorite game is World of Warcraft. That's a game he always plays all the time. And Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, I would like that, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, I like it. It looks like a real cool game. RPG. The gear, weapons, mounts, you have airborne rides. My own big island and a house. All I want in reality, but oh. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, it's pretty cool that they have that in this game. And also, basically, you have this. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the storylines are pretty cool. Yeah, I like the Final Fantasy. Yeah, and also, Amanda, we'll talk about these things more. And like tomorrow, the stream tomorrow, I'm gonna read that article about the sharks. And Stranded sent me information about a hexagram on Saturn we could look at, and then we could also talk about the games again. Also, all right. Let's see. RPG. I like Roblox. That game's pretty cool. I like that one. They made them different looking. They used to be like boxy looking, but now they're like they look like humans. Man, that's so cute. Oh, I was obsessed with it too. I played it. I have my own world and everything. The other world I blew it up and I saved it and I destroyed everything by mistake. But I made another world in Roblox, and Roblox is kind of different now than it used to be. Like they changed some of the graphics, so some of the I put these red squares and made a red square fortress, but now it's like a rock formation thing. It's a little bit different than it originally was intended to be, but it is what it is. And the castle was kind of built out of blocks, but now it's kind of like a molded, like like mountain thing, but it's still a castle. Then the castle across from it looks perfectly fine, like it did before. And then you had the the prison, and it looks fine. It is what it is. You know, that one looks okay, and then the house, the two houses look all right. So yeah. Yeah, so shout out the Roblox. Alright. So Amanda, you're given your own world, and you build anything you want. It's kind of like something like a precursor to Minecraft, but it's not like Minecraft. It's like you're like a originally it's like you're a Lego piece. Yes, it was pre-Minecraft. You're like a Lego piece on like a Lego board, and there's like just the abyss around you of sky, and then if you fall off the landing, you just die. You just fall to your death. But you can. I made like a bridge across it, and I looked over the abyss. Like yeah, Roblox they give you a house, they give you a car, and then you can build your own things. In Roblox, there's creators that create their own games, so you could go into different games and stuff. Like say, you could fly an airplane. You can go on a sinking Titanic. There's a sinking Titanic game I used to play before school. Like before school, I would play Roblox before I would go. And you play all kinds of different stuff there. My friends, you can make friends with each other. You go to your friend's place and chill over there. I built a school in the game, but some of the stuff is unfinished because there are certain points where I didn't play it anymore. So there's a lot of stuff that's like not finished. I was trying to rebuild a replica of one of the World Trade Centers, and it's my own version of it, and it's not finished. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. It's similar. It's like a Lego version of The Sims. I played Sims also, once or twice. Yeah, Roblox was created in 2004. The development began in 2003. But like they had mountains and stuff. Yeah, and also I'll say Minecraft was in 2009. It was released in 2000. Right. Yeah, but I still have my account and everything on Roblox. It's okay, Sarah. I could always fact check you if it was necessary. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this question for Sarah. On October 18, 2022, Maxis announced that they are working on the next installment of Sims, which is codename Project. Let's see, is this the same thing? I think. Yeah. Not too sure. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's still online. And in 2022, they're working on the next one. The Sims 5 won't come out before 2025 at the earliest. The virtual realities are very fascinating. Indeed. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Also, what I'm going to do is now we're going to continue this tomorrow or like tonight, and also Amanda says, "Nice. I wonder if it will be for Xbox. I played it on the computer before. Remind me of the movie Ready Player One." Okay, I'll check, Amanda. You're welcome. No, wrong one. All right, let's see. Yes, download free The base game of Sims 4 is free to download on Xbox. So yes, you could play it on Xbox. It'll be released, it'll be more than likely released on Xbox and PS5. Yeah, happy birthday to Amanda, and also with Amanda, I'm going live Friday night. Okay, like we usually do, and we'll talk about the more about the sharks, and maybe more about the video games too, probably as well. All right. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. And I'm gonna be ending it soon in a moment. We'll talk a little bit, like say exchange a few words before I end it. But yeah, so 2 streams in one night. A record has been broken, and it's pretty wild. And I'm thankful for all of you, and glad to be here. By God's blessings, it continues to keep going in the right direction. Well, I'm glad he listened in. Hope he's well. Thank you. And I'm glad Amanda made your birthday special. Alright. Okay. Just gonna see. Best part of the birthday. See y'all, God bless, and rest up for the next live. Alright. Well, thank you, Amanda. Alright. Hope all of y'all have a great night, and peace.